So, hey guys, I haven't worn makeup for a while, so I went a little goth today, and don't have anywhere to wear pearls to, so why not wear them in quarantine? Have a good time. I got a real late start to today. Actually woke up maybe a little bit earlier than usual, but earlier than usual for me is like still 10 in the morning. I mean, unless I'm going to church, and then I'll wake up sometimes like 7. I don't know, but I'm a night owl. I'm working on it though. I don't relish the fact that I like to stay up late and sleep in late. But fortunately, I am currently unemployed and actually have been for quite some time. So it doesn't really interfere with my work schedule, so that's nice. Gosh, I think it's around 2-ish p.m. right now. I am using a parasol. I'll show you the top of it. Because I don't know if it shows up on film, but it is sunny today, and it's even like a little overcast, and it's still like the light is just burning my eyes. You can make the vampire jokes if you want to. They're not true. They're unsubstantiated. Got my cigarettes. Okay. Well, today we'll be smoking the finest cigarettes in the land. L&M Menthol 100s. I normally smoke Camel Menthol Crush, but these are cheaper. And we're all trying to count our pennies lately. See here. We're gonna adjust it without messing anything up. Well, let's see if I sit down. See if we can fix the shot while I'm filming. Oh, too far. Okay, maybe there. Let's try. Okay, that's a shot. Smack on the camera. So I hope you're enjoying my hella awkward video. It's always good to spend time with you guys. A lot of people are posting some more of their like day-to-day routine stuff because I guess we're in a unique situation together. We're all staying home and trying to keep to ourselves more than usual because we're trying to care for our neighbors by not being one more person who can spread or catch this COVID-19 stuff or novel SARS-2 or coronavirus or whatever you want to call it. Gosh. Today's Tuesday. Try not to bash you guys over the head with my Orthodox stuff, but I'm like in love with the church right now. It's like I'm in that honeymoon period where I'm just like, love my church. Because I just came back like late December, so we're not even looking at 4 months yet. But anyway, what was I going to say? Today we celebrate Saint Tikhon of Moscow. Wait, no, not of Moscow. Of America? Yeah, I should probably think before I start talking. It's one of those days where you can have wine and oil because it's like it's a celebration day during Lent. So we still try to keep to our Lenten fast, but we let just a little bit of extra joy come to our hearts. And wine is to gladden the hearts of men. That's what it says in the Bible. And the oil is another one of those extra sort of things. In the ancient world, oil and wine were some of the more expensive grocery sort of items that you would be purchasing. So it's wise not to blow through them. and it's good to be able to moderate your intake of those sort of things, not just for your well-being, but for your bank account. So right now I'm just cigarette and coffee. I'll work on at least working a little bit of oil into one of my meals today. Maybe have a beer. I don't know. We'll see. Gosh, I got the parasol, but it's still so sunny. Ah. Cheers. I personally am not the biggest fan of long content on the internet. I tend to click on things that are like, you know, less than 10 or 15 minutes. But sometimes it's nice to just like sit down and chill out. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Red and Link, Good Mythical Morning. I've been watching them for ages, for years and years, and it's been really cool to like watch them go from like a smaller operation to like this huge like internet sensation. And, you know, when they started showing up on like the late night talk shows, and I don't have cable, I don't watch TV, but it was neat to see like these people rise from obscurity. Maybe I'll put this back a little bit. Well, yay for pearls, yay for parasols, yay for lovely weather. Despite the fact that light hurts my eyes a little bit, it's really nice to be outside and not have to wear a jacket. Oh my gosh, my cigarette's almost over. Like, it's like, there's only a couple puffs left, and I feel like they just started the video, but we're already like, over 7 minutes in. Sorry, I keep hitting the chair with my parasol. Well, I'm just here to wish y'all a very nice day. I hope that you're able to keep yourself occupied. Well, let's see. So this is like, so when I was 9/11 was in 2001, so I was in high school. It was actually, I think the first semester of my senior year in high school, and a lot of us got PTSD, and we may not have really realized it, but it was. I remember the first 3 days, I just watched the television all day for the first 3 days, and I wanted to keep watching so I could know what was happening, but I realized that my constant attention to the crisis ended up affecting me. And then the next year, actually, I think it was September 30th of 2002, I got in a really bad car accident, and I actually ended up getting like legit diagnosed PTSD. I was a passenger in a vehicle that rolled, and how do I tell the story quickly? Let me put up my cigarette real quick. Well, so I was wearing a seatbelt, and a lot of folks, when they get in a really bad car accident, sometimes they aren't wearing a seatbelt, and if I had not been, I would have been ejected out through the windshield. But at least that's what the paramedics told me. But I was wearing a seatbelt, and the car crushed, and the windshield actually went through me instead of me going through the windshield. And so my face here, my forehead is a skin graft, so is my left eye. If you've ever seen The Mask from the Phantom of the Opera, it like goes down like this, and that's like where all the damage to my face was. And it was funny because my fiance at the time, who I ended up breaking up with a couple weeks after the car accident. And it really was sort of my parents' concern for me that sort of helped influence that decision. But in hindsight, it was probably the best decision. Oh, yeah, his favorite musical was Phantom of the Opera, and it was like really strange to go in with this person who, you know, loved that loved that Broadway musical, and when I ended up, you know, kind of in that place for a number of years. I had about a decade of reconstructive surgeries, actually $1 million of plastic surgery through Nationwide car insurance. Thank you, Nationwide, they were on my side. Funny enough, it actually, we didn't get to do all the surgeries that my plastic surgeon had wanted to. I was so lucky. The day that I got in the accident, the chief of plastic surgery was on call, and his name is Dr. Donald Mackay, and I couldn't have been in a better situation for how bad the situation was. I had the most skilled doctor in the area on call and ready to help me. But there was a couple more surgeries that we wanted to do, but we ran out of money. He ended up doing some pro bono work on me. And I really, really am deeply indebted to that. So anyway, why did I start talking about that? Oh, because I got PTSD. So because I have PTSD and I've been through a lot of therapy, and I've been through something called biofeedback, which is when they hook you up to a bunch of machines and you can see your skin's electrical conductivity, your heart rate, your respiration, a lot of the biological markers that sort of give you insight into your physiological state. So if you're like having anxiety, you're probably going to notice your heart rate rise, your electrical conductivity rise, your breathing like maybe a little bit quicker and shallower. So learning how to control some of your physiological responses can really help cope with anxiety, but not everybody is able to do that as intensely and with much guidance as I was able to. And it actually, gosh, I feel like I got so much psychologically out of it that I only could have gotten if I was in that horrible situation, and I am grateful for the gifts that I gained from it. But I think one of the most valuable pieces of information that I like to share with people is that if you are in a traumatic situation, such as like a car accident, or maybe you're in a terrible fire, your home burns down, or you're in any other sort of really awful situation that can cause PTSD, there's been some studies as to like what you can do to help, and one of those things, which I thought was really neat, is you can play Tetris. And Tetris is actually, I'm not a big video game person, but Tetris is one of my favorite video games. And the reason why it helps to play Tetris right after a traumatic event is because when you experience a traumatic event, your brain encodes that memory very, very deeply and harshly. It's like a wound that keeps cutting deeper and deeper the more attention that you give it. And if you distract yourself, it actually will help reduce your PTSD symptoms down the road. So I guess if I can offer any advice to you guys about, you know, not suffering traumatic psychological damage from this coronavirus stuff, is if you find yourself, you know, constantly watching the news and constantly obsessing over finding out what's going on, it's actually going to hurt you just a little bit. It's good to be informed. I've seen some advice that recommends, you know, give yourself 15-30 minutes to look at the news, maybe once a day. But then let yourself think about other things. You're at home, there's plenty of other tasks and ideas to occupy your mind. So that's like, I think that's like something that's worthwhile to be mindful of. Sometimes distraction isn't just distraction like wasting time. Sometimes distractions can be very, very healthy medicine. So I hope you guys are all able to distract yourself in really wonderful ways, maybe in productive ways. I know there's a lot of people crafting and cooking, and some people are making bread for the first time. I started making bread for the first time this Lent because I wanted to, save some money and also be able to, make some nice bread. So a lot of us are learning some new skills that we may not have otherwise picked up. So I definitely recommend trying to bake if you're able to. If you're not able to get any yeast, you can actually you can make a sourdough starter, which doesn't take any yeast at all. It takes 2 weeks of basically feeding some flour and sugar and water to this little jar, and the little jar will start to collect the natural yeast that is always floating around in your environment. There's always yeast floating through the air around us, and you can harness the power of the yeast by being just a little bit intentional about it. And there's lots of resources online to help you with that. Another thing is you can, I'm pretty sure this is true, double check Google, that you can make some dough and knead it, and if you actually let it rise for like 24 hours without adding any yeast, some of the native yeast in the air will start to colonize the flour, sugar, and water of your bread. And that's the really cool thing about bread too, is you just need water, flour, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt can be nice too, and yeast. And you can either buy your yeast or sort of harvest it from your environment. And harvesting it without having it already does take a little bit more time, but it's cool that you can do like this little baking science project. So distract yourself, learn how to make bread, and remember that you need vitamin D, so getting out in the sunlight is good for you. And even if you're like me and the sun hurts your skin and your eyes, like I've never tanned, I just burn, I turn into a lobster. Here, look, you can see if I stick my hand out from the umbrella, it's glowing white because that's how white I am. I glow in the dark. But that's just, I guess, what I have to say for now. I feel awful about it. I think I gotta put my sunglasses on because it's just like my eyes are burning from the light. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, so very much better. I think I can even put this down. Just let it rest on the ground there. Oh man. Well, it's so nice of you to stop by and visit with me. Actually, let me put this up a little bit. See if I can get this in frame or not. Certainly, no promises. I'm an all-right artist, but when it comes to cinematography, there are a few. There's some stuff I could work on. Yep, no, I'm still not in frame. Okay, well, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. It was really nice talking with you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, here, let me show you the back of my hair. My friend gave me this little green flower pin thing. It makes me happy. So, and remember that dressing up can be really good for your psychology as well. I remember when I was in high school, I was nerdy. I was in honors and AP classes, and our teachers gave us the advice that you can, if you dress up. Oh my goodness. If you dress up before you take a test, you will actually get a higher score. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk and adjust the camera at the same time. It's not working very well. If you dress up before you take a test, or you take or you're on an interview or something like that, you're going to perform better because you have that external measure of self-regard and taking care of yourself. So I have some friends who have made it a rule in their household where they get dressed every day. You're not allowed to wear pajamas in the house, and I think that different things work for different people, but I do recommend at least, you know, once or a couple times a week, trying to, you know, dress up, you know. Today was the first day that I've done my makeup since I've been in quarantine, but that little ritual, I think, was a good thing for me to do. And I'm wearing a dress and pearls, and not because I'm going anywhere, but because I think maybe it'll be good for my own psychology. So thanks for stopping by. I will actually try to wrap this up now. It was great hanging out with y'all, and I hope to see you again real soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.